Memphis that is standing here in solidarity. There are people from all different backgrounds. There's elected officials. I want to thank Representative Cohen for being here, Representative Parkinson, City Councilman Ford. I see the chair of the County Commission is here, Shantae Avant, as well as Mikhail Lowry from the County Commission. We have business leaders, clergy, community members. We're all standing in solidarity for Memphis. And I know we have a lot of press here. This press conference will probably get broadcast in a lot of different places. And as the eyes of the world are on Memphis, I want the world to know that Memphis stands together. This morning, we learned that the president and the governor are looking to bring federal resources to our city, which include the National Guard, which they have the authority to do. I want to be clear, I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime. However, that decision has been made. And as mayor of the city that I love, of Memphis, Tennessee, my commitment is to make sure that we work strategically to ensure that this happens in a way that truly benefits and strengthens our community. I want to note that we have been making progress as a city on reducing crime. 13% overall reduction in crime in 2024, 19% reduction in violent crime, 29% reduction in murders, 37% reduction in car thefts, and that's in 2024. And on 2025, we're on pace to beat those numbers. We've been executing a very deliberate strategy, one that focuses on identifying the most violent individuals and groups in the city, and we've seen success. We've invested in a citywide camera network that provides the technology that allows us to capture criminals more quickly. We've recently had a successful FBI initiative in partnership with MPD that has produced significant results. And because of the work and the tireless efforts of our law enforcement, we're seeing double-digit percentage reductions in crime across the board, and I believe that what we should do is double down on those strategies that we know work. I think it's important that I say here as mayor that we know the work is not done. Our city is still far too high on too many of the bad lists, and we're committed to putting in the work to making sure that we do just that. I want to speak to the reality that far too many Memphians feel. Just over the past couple of weeks, we had a beautiful 901 Day celebration, our only holiday, the only holiday that we celebrate. No other place in the country, 901 Day. Beautiful celebration. The event was scarred at the end of the night, after everything was over, because we had teenagers that had a shootout. We had a home in Hickory Hill where 4 residents were shot in their own home. I had an event last night, just last night, where I was walking through a festival, and there was a daughter that chased me down to hand me a letter that her mama had typed for her to give to me and put in my hand, where she talked about her son that passed away in 2018, and she's still looking for answers. So the pain of violence, we feel it. We know it all too well. To me, this is not about politics. This is not a political stunt for anybody up here. We're talking about real lives. So despite the reductions that we've seen, the crime is still too high and there's still too many victims. That said, we're going to continue to be laser focused on what it takes to reduce crime in our city. We know the National Guard is coming. My plan is to make sure that as mayor, I'm able to work with this community, with the governor, with the federal government, to ensure that the support that is provided supports the initiatives that we know work and not distract from our law enforcement efforts. There are questions that you all have that I'm not going to be able to give you an answer to today. But my team and I will be discussing those questions with the governor and the federal government. When will they come? How many people are going to come? How long will they be here? What are they going to wear? Where are they going to be geographically in the city? What assignments will they have? Those are all questions that we have and that we are going to work through together as a community. And the group that you see here today, as I mentioned earlier, it represents a diverse range of Memphians. I can tell you there are some that support it and some that don't. But we're all right here together today. Because one thing we do have in common is a love for this city. Yeah. And I want to close with this, and then I'll open it up for questions. Let me say my ultimate goal after this short-term presence of individuals coming to the city, my ultimate goal is to make sure that we get a long-term partnership and commitment with the state, with the federal government, community partners, that we are going to address the root causes of violent crime, that we're going to be able to access resources for outreach and rehabilitation for people who may have already made bad decisions in their lives, that we're going to invest in the programs that truly address the trauma and much needed mental health services that are needed in our community, that we're going to invest in building a workforce and a pipeline where we're training young people for the trades and the jobs of the future and the ones that they can access quickly, where we're stabilizing communities by investing in housing and small business corridors throughout the city of Memphis. And most importantly, that we all remain committed to raising the level of hope in the hearts of the people that live in this community. Hope is about a clear image of the future and a true belief that that image can be achieved. And for far too many, that hope has been gone. And my goal as mayor is to make sure that all of the things that we do are all centered around elevating that hope. And let me lastly say that Memphis is a special city. It's a special place. We're different. We're already doing the work. And now the world is going to get an opportunity to watch us succeed. All right, thank you. I'll open it up for questions. I will say that I'm probably going to field the questions for now, and then we have a host of people that are here, elected officials. Certainly will allow each of you to be able to pull them to the side as we go, but for the sake of time, I think it's best that I field the questions for now.
And we are gonna ask that you announce your name and your outlet before you ask any questions.
Yes.
Mayor Young, Martin Stone, Fox 13 News. My question is for the people out there. Mayor Harris just had a news conference this morning. She said she's a little fearful. For the Memphians out there who are fearful, what's your advice if they get pulled over by the National Guard once they've established their presence here?
Well, I think Mayor Harris probably reflects the concerns of many individuals. And as I mentioned earlier, there are questions that we don't have answers for yet. I don't think the National Guard will be pulling people over, but those are things that we are going to have direct conversations about in the days and weeks to come. I think it's important to note that in terms of timing, this is not happening tomorrow. We have some time to talk through some of those issues and questions, and I expect that we will have a long list of questions that we want to get answered from this community as we have those dialogues.
Ezekiel Telemaco with ABC 24. President Trump this morning on Fox and Friends said that you were happy about this. Would you say that that statement is accurate?
Yeah, that was an overstatement. I am focused on the resources. FBI, DEA, ATF, those are the things that I believe will truly help us be able to support law enforcement and reduce violent crime. I do not support the National Guard. However, they are coming. It's not the mayor's call. The mayor doesn't have a say or the authority to stop them from coming. And so my goal is to make sure that as they come, that I have an opportunity to work with them to strategize on how they engage in this community.
Mayor Young, Brian Didley, WRAG. Quick question. In terms of
mean, I think I just answered that. We don't have a say in the National Guard, but our goal is to ensure that we have influence in how they engage in this community. I've spoken with the governor on numerous occasions, and he's been very, very open to that collaboration, as well as the federal government. So we look to have some influence on how they engage.
Mayor Young, Sam Harden with the Daily Memphian. Right now, under the city charter, you and Police Chief Davis are the chief law enforcement officers, essentially, in the city.
Correct.
Would that change with the National Guard arrives?
No, that does not change.
And so would they essentially be under command and control of the police department?
There will be a lot of coordination, and obviously this is something we're all new to, so we're going to be learning, working with our attorneys, but Chief Davis will remain the chief of police and continue to drive law enforcement in the city of Memphis.
Mayor Young, Imani Williams with Channel 5. In previous cities where we have seen the National Guard come in, they have been focused more in a downtown area. Here in Memphis, it's pretty large, and some Memphians are wondering if they will see people in North Memphis, South Memphis, Frazier, Raleigh, or will we just see them downtown where that's not one of the focus areas previously stated by MPD. So do you expect to see National Guard in other places other than downtown?
Again, that's one of the questions that we have. We want to make sure that it's geographically diverse. The areas that would be covered and how they cover them is still a question, but we don't know the answer to that right now.
Mayor Young.
Lee Smith, Tri-State Defender. Memphis is not the first city to have the administration decide they want to bring troops in. What are, we'll just say, some of the best practices or what you have learned from how other cities have handled this?
Well, I've had conversations with Mayor Bowser in D.C., and she has developed a working relationship with the team that is there. And our goal is to make sure that we have a working relationship with whatever team comes to the city so that we can align their efforts with the efforts of our law enforcement.
Mayor Young, I got a statement from the MPD Police Officers Union, and I asked what they thought about this. And the statement says that roughly they're down almost 500 officers, and they welcome the help. What do you say to that?
I would say that any opportunities for us to use the National Guard to supplement our law enforcement efforts is what we will look towards.